So without further ado, I will start probably a presentation, and we will walk through the steps how to correctly, maybe. I can't even say correct. There is no such a thing as a correct way. There are some, of course, guidances how the best way to start human design or astrology business, and we will walk through those right now. So let me start sharing the screen with you, and if you can just drop me a message and say if you can actually see it, that would be fantastic. So excuse, I will be sharing the screen, not the actual full presentation, but like that, because I will be jumping between the tabs, because I want to show as well the Bodygraph account and some setups there. So that's the reason I'm not showing a full screen presentation pages, but I hope that you can see it well. So we'll jump right in. An important thing or foundation of any probably kind of business would be the correct mindset. And before I even go through what is actually listed here on this slide, I probably will be bursting one biggest myth, or the thing that usually stops or makes the people quit on their dream to launch their business, which is not even listed here, is that sometimes people see that or see business as a definitive achievement, or that there is a finish line, that there is no such a thing as being ready for the business or for the launch. It is an ongoing thing. Imagine it as a very long marathon. For some of you, it might be as a sprint. Of course, depends on probably your energy type and how you handle that. So probably manifesting generators will be sprinting forward, zigzagging through all the obstacles. Projectors probably say sprint. Who says sprint? The stand for the nap, right? So it could be for yourself as a very slow walk through the beach with the little obstacles, that little ocean wave making your skirt wet, or the pointy rock in the sand, and it's okay. There is no correct speed, and no one said or set the limits. Those limits usually are set by yourself in your own head. And now sometimes you think like, oh my God, I am way behind. Well, the reason being, because I will take example projector on manifesting generator as a type, if we're talking today about the human design and astrology. So because highly likely projector will be comparing themselves with that manifesting generator who's sprinting forward, zigzagging through those obstacles, which is not suitable for you and not suitable for your energy. And that is not what you need to compare yourself. It's just handling the start of the business in a different way, in a different pace, and it is okay to be slower or faster depending on your energy. The only thing that you need to compare yourself is with yourself yesterday and with yourself tomorrow. And if you are forward even the slightest bit from yourself yesterday, that's a win. That's all that needs to be focused. Okay, so let's go through the list, and some of them might sting a little bit, and let me know in the chat, of course, if you are guilty of those very limiting mindset or beliefs, let's say, that stops in a business. So first is start small, but think big. What do I mean by that? Is it is okay to start as a hobbyist, as a side hustler, for example, and that is very common that our human design and astrology business owners start exactly this way. However, thinking big is super important. What do I mean thinking big? That means that eventually the goal would be to scale and grow and to make the business your full-time job and leave, that job and actually full submersion in your business and business only. So it's okay to start small. However, if you think like, okay, I just won, I don't know, it's just extra $100 a month, and that's going to be a business. Well, it's going to be first very hard to sustain just a little bit, and of course, then you might see, for example, the tools or the subscriptions that might make your life easier, but you might see them as too expensive tools simply because you don't make, and your goal is not to make that much money, just like a side hustle to add a little bit to your salary. Then it's not actually a business. So thinking big and to make eventually to move fully from your job to your business only and build the wealth, that's very, very important. The next would be overcoming a perfectionism. And this one, well, by now, I've been with Photograph for almost 3 years, and I had hundreds of meetings with Human Design and Astrology entrepreneurs. And this one is probably 99% that clients have in their head. So sticking on to the little things, such as, for example, picking the logo or making the process of the start of the business too complicated because cannot make decision on the fonts or the brand color selection, or editing multiple times the layout or the logo that you have, and usually delaying the actual launch. Well, I like to say for the clients, probably I repeated this so many times during the meeting, I say that your clients, Human Design and Astrology clients, do not focus on your selection of the colors, your brand. In the long run, to build the brand awareness and to be recognized by brand, it is important. For the start, is absolutely not important, because think about who comes across the Human Design, astrology, or any other spiritual methods, and people who usually got some struggles, emotional struggles, life challenges, business challenges, and they're looking for the solutions, for answers, for something that would help them to overcome that struggle. And these people, trust me, they're looking for the experience, for the knowledge that you have to get them through that struggle. And it does not really matter how well gift wrapped it is. So sticking on to that perfectionism and those little details, absolutely not important for the start of the business. For the start of the business, correct mindset would be to start with as little as you have, even no logo. Your logo can be as little as your name initials to begin with. You can change it. Who said that you cannot change it later on? You can change absolutely everything as you progress with your business. So do not let those little things to stop you from actually starting the business. Another thing, to utilize what you already have. And what do I mean by that? Usually clients already have some sort of designs, ideas, maybe some screenshots. Some of the clients start a human design business from already something, maybe usually combining the businesses such as Reiki and human design, or yoga and human design, or meditation and human design. Highly likely that you already will have something from that ongoing business or little circle of clientele, maybe friends or family. Utilize it for the launch of the human design part of the business, and utilize exactly those things that are already available. And with the body graph software, the most important thing, that Photograph has ready-made reading reports that are more than enough to start your business. And I will show those reports slightly later. But that means that you do not need to overthink about your perfect or ideal digital report that you're willing to sell in the future, because there are some ready-made templates that are okay to use for the start. Now, sometimes clients say, well, but I have an idea to serve this and this particular niche, and ready-made templates might not speak to specifically to that niche. Well, it's okay. It might not speak specifically to the niche, but we have some generic reports or introductory reports. I would like to say human design fundamental reports that basically introduces your clientele to human design or astrology. Now, it is very common that clients complaining and saying, like, I have to repeat, because human design is not that popular in the world, not a lot of people. Well, you are maybe in this circle and talking with people who are interested in the same spiritual methods and such as Human Design, Astrology, and others. And you might think that everyone knows about it, but if you start serving the clients, usually you will discover that it's not that popular. And you will find yourself explaining again and again what human design or what astrology is and how it can actually significantly change life when you know your natal chart details or when you know your human design chart. So that is very important for the clients, maybe to prepare some even downloadables, or as I say, it can be very start with a little blog article. For instance, what is human design or what is astrology and what impact that can make in their life. And whenever your client asks, what is this? Simply redirect the client to that landing page, and that will serve you from and save the time from that repetitive question and over explaining yourself again and again. Now, the another three probably might be sometimes harsh, but super common. And one of those is don't use your own chart as an excuse. And very common, I can hear that clients say like, oh, I am projector, standard business strategies do not work for me. Or I don't know, I cannot launch it because it's a full moon. And this is so common to hide behind the planetary placements or your own charts and see your own chart as a limitation. So please remind yourself that your chart is to understand your talents, to understand your gifts that you have and what you can actually utilize in your own business and in your life. It is not the tool to hide behind, and it's not the tool to use as an excuse why business does not work for you. Next one is to set a realistic expectation, and that's exactly what we're talking about today, and that's where the $100 comes from. Now, very often clients do quit on their dream to launch the business because there is an expectation to have a full-on salary within a month or several weeks from the start of the business, which is very unrealistic dream, I have to say. Possible, yes, if you have energy for that and you're ready for like real hard hustle. Highly unlikely if that's going to be just a side hustle. But very, very common conception, that I can make on salary within a month or 2 months. So realistic is to set for yourself a goal such as $100 from the start within the first month of my business. Now, $100 might sound too little for some. For some can sound very a lot of money, right, and uncomfortable, but it should be slightly uncomfortable. Set for yourself a goal that makes you feel a little discomfort. What it does for you, of course, within the comfort zone, there is no growth. Just think about the gym guys. They need to break the muscle in order for it to grow. So same with the business. You have to set for yourself slightly uncomfortable goals, and how exciting and sweet it is when you overcome those goals. So that is, of course, and as I said, it has to be realistic. If it's going to be super uncomfortable, like I'm making the salary within the month, and then I will be probably stressed, frustrated, angry, whatever your not self is, and that will make you probably quit on the business. So for the beginning of the business, it has to be realistic goal, and then stack your expectations on top of each other. Meaning, okay, 1 month, first month of the business, I made $100. Then maybe next month it's going to be $300, and so on and so forth. So you can progressively growth, and of course you can be responsive to the actual result. And if you set for yourself a goal of $100, but you exceeded it or 3 times or 4 times, so of course set for yourself a little bit higher goal for the next month. And that's how you can progressively move forward and achieve that very well wanted full salary or even beyond that. And last but not least is willingness to learn. Now, a lot of you don't have a problem to actually learn. And I see a lot of human design readers, astrology readers, having multiple astrology or human design certifications, entering multiple programs, thinking that the next one will get them to the breakthrough, usually delaying the launch for some reason. I don't know. For a fact that you don't need a certification to start a business to begin with. Yes, you do need a solid knowledge how to interpret the charts correctly. So there is no doubt about it. But you don't need that paper or certification. No one asked. I haven't seen any reader that would say, oh, my client requested to send me a certification just to ensure that I can do a reading for the client. So there is no such a thing. Again, that is a myth. However, a lot of clients just diving deep, going through the certification of the human design and struggling with the business. Now, why? Because it's the wrong direction and energy put in the wrong place. It is enough to have basic certification. No one says do not enter any certification to upgrade your human design or astrology knowledge at the later business stage. Is it necessary for the start of the business to make that $100? Answer is absolutely not. And you can start without certification just to test the waters and see if this is the direction you want to go. But what you need to learn is the business knowledge, marketing, and sales knowledge. This is where the energy is supposed to go. And yet again, that does not mean that you need to get an expensive certification on those topics. You can be self-taught master of the sales and marketing. It will take probably longer to get to that point that you could call yourself somewhat expert in those fields and utilize it very well in your business. But it's very, very important. So willingness to learn and learn the correct thing is very, very important for your growth and for sustainability in this business. Now let's talk about the technical setup and what you actually need for the start of the business. And this is where I am going to share as well show you exactly some setups with the body graph platform and what you can have. Now, of course, there are 3 basic or 4 basic connections and integrations that necessarily to automate the business and to start it, right? So first, it would be chart integration to your existing website if you already have one, or basic landing page preparation, either elsewhere on any other website builder of your choice that supports custom embedding, or bodygraph website builder. Now, you do not need a full-on website with many pages, with a full-on blog and all of that. That is not necessarily for the start of the business. For the start of the business, it's enough to have as little as a landing page. This is just a quick landing page that I dropped with the several free Canva templates. But most important feature is the chart calculator, whether the astrology or human design chart calculator, which first will serve for me as a lead collector, because I will collect the emails of the clients and the data about the clients, and also it will serve for me as a widget for the report sales. Now, this landing page does not need to be super or a lot of details. It can be as little as hero, main importantly, chart calculator, maybe a little bit about myself, and it should include one call to action button. Now, don't overload probably a lot of call to action buttons, courses, and or memberships, and because that's going to confuse the client. If you're launching with a landing page only, ideally that should be one call to action button, for instance, to book a introductory human design or astrology session with you, and that's more than enough for the start of the business. Now, if you're launching the human design or astrology business or multi-business, of course, the bodygraph offers integration for both, either separately or it can be single integration, just as I have here, for example. So your clients will be able to switch whether they want to run astrology or human design chart and access the chart with the result, which is fully customizable. Yet again, not necessary to customize it. Bodygraph account has some ready-made templates and designs. I shall say launch with whatever is available and closest to your heart. Adjust it as you go. Simple as that. And this is, of course, my example template that I already heavily edited throughout the time just to showcase for the client. But it's not necessarily to edit this much, as I already have 2 main favorite colors to choose. That's probably most important, but even without those, there will be plenty of the designs to choose from once you will start at your account, which you can start the integration with, right? And this, as I said, will serve this widget for the lead connection and for the report sales. Now, second thing is, of course, newsletter app connection for the leads. Bodygraph, of course, initially collects the details of the client, not really much details, just an email and the name of the client and the statistics. But the statistics here is just to serve as a integration tracker to see how you are doing, how your integration is doing, whether someone runs the charts, whether someone buys the reports or downloads free reports. But we keep this data here for 90 days only, and we do not track or collect additional data about the client. And therefore, connecting the third-party app, it is important to collect the contact of the client and keep it for longer. Now, the great thing is that Bodygraph has a lot of integrations with the different newsletter and data storage. Sorry, I just muted myself. So what does it mean? That means as soon as the client will run the chart, the data will be sent directly to the third-party app. Now, yet again, today we're speaking about the start of the business. So you might think, okay, additional app might mean additional cost for your business. Well, I will say that's not the case, because a lot of these platforms offering very generous free tiers, and it is enough. For instance, Kit, MailerLite, MailChimp, Brevo, it's enough to have a free subscription specifically to collect the data. And what do I mean collect the data? That these platforms will allow you to collect additional information beyond just a name and email, such as client's date of birth, place of birth, link to the client's chart, their type, their profile, and other details, which will allow you to use that details to prepare very customized and very beautiful marketing emails and very personalized emails for the clients when you will be ready to build the automations. Are the automations important to actually achieve $100 mark? Absolutely not. But is the app connection important to collect the leads from the very beginning? Ideally, yes, simply because you will be collecting emails, and when you will be ready to scale, to grow, by then you will be having already quite good customer base and list of the emails to announce your new launches for. And these will be your most important, or more, how to say, clients who probably will sign up, or easier to convert to the paid clients, because they already visited your website, so they have that some sort of level of trust with you, and invitation to maybe buy a newly launched, let's say, service or the product, more likely will be bought from the client who is already on your contact list, just rather than from someone from, let's say, on the social media, just a follower. So the lead or the email that client willingly provided for you submitting the chart is a very important asset for this kind of business. Next would be lead magnet and first digital product preparation. So as I mentioned earlier, fantastic thing is that Bodygraph has a lot of ready-made lead magnets. All of these lead magnets already have a content in there. Now, I am aware that you might run business in different language than English. Majority of the lead magnets and prepared reports at the Bodygraph are in English, some of them in German language. However, our clients, especially today with such technology as in AI, made the translations in several hours, and that's it, started offering that for the clients. So totally possible. All you need to do is just to install your preferred format, and that will appear on your report editing tool. And that means that you can go into the report and start actually adjusting design to match the branding, or if we're talking about the start of the business, minimal adjustments for that lead magnet. Now, what is the structure of the ideal lead magnet? I would say something that covers your branding or not. It could be no cover page at all. Ideally, that should include either the page, what is human design, or what is astrology, and how important or how impactful in life knowing your chart is, in your own words, so you won't need to explain, and clients would be aware exactly what that means. Little summary page, whether that would be astrology summary page or human design page with the summary of the properties, and little something for free. Let's say either type page or sun sign placement for the astrology. And then CTO, call to action again. Every report or digital product that you build should include the next step at the bottom of your reports and digital downloads, just to give that natural progress for the client. Okay, what's now that I know this free stuff? I like it. What do I do now? So it is very important to add link to either book the meeting with you, or enter any coaching programs that you offer. So that should be your upsell page. And that's more than enough for that freebie and lead magnet. And we have this lead magnet that I prepared showing for another client during the onboarding call, was again prepared with one of the templates that Bodygraph has. Some of the clients taking the ready-made reports, and now you have 2 introductory reports, Midnight Dunes and Midnight Dunes version 2. Midnight Dunes includes type, profile, authority, defined and defined centers, and Midnight Dunes version 2 includes, on top of that, gates and channels. Now for astrology as well, you have the astrology lead magnet that includes sun sign and ascendant. For the astrology deep dive, we have premium report. It's not free to use. Premium report that requires single payment for the installation, and that includes the planet placements and zodiac sign and ascendant sign. And these ready-made reports, again, fully editable, can install little adjustments. It can be almost no adjustments, especially for that $100 that we're talking about, with maybe a little bit about me page. And we have a lot of page templates. Now, bear in mind, and this is very important, page templates here are not content templates, not content providing templates. These are just the page layouts for you to paste in your content and start editing the already existing layout, rather than starting from scratch from the very blank page, which will take time for you to work out the text boxes alignment and so on. So when you can use the template and just simply adjust it, so that is way easier. So you can just make minimal adjustments, and now you have PDF download, let's say, and the deep dive, one of the ready-made reports. And that's more than enough for that initial integration. Reports will appear as the widgets as such. That's more than enough for start of the business, right? Of course, if you want to sell the report, and that's exactly what we want to do to get that $100. So one of those fundamental reports, let's say, would be for sale. That will require as well you to connect the payment method, and Bodygraph has integration with Stripe, PayPal, ThriveCard, and WooCommerce, and we're looking for opportunities to extend the list of the app integrations in the near future. And that means that once the app is connected, the report widget will have a buy now button instead of instant download button, and client will go through the checkout to get the report. Now, this report system is based on the very smart mapping. It's not just a simple visual generic report. For those who had no chance yet maybe to play at your account or to see how the reports work, so same for the human design and for astrology, we have a very smart mapping, this little rectangle above each page. So when you're building the content or generic content into the PDF or the master report, that means that each generic page will be visible for everyone. And when you start talking about specific activation, let's say I have page here for generator, that means I need to flag it that it is for type generator only. Next one is for manifesting generator only, or it is for sun sign, for example, zodiac sign, or it is for that particular planet in that house, right? So what system does when someone runs the human design or astrology report, system automatically picks only activations that are those pages that are relevant for the client based on their date of birth and location. So this is how the automation happens. So very quick summary. Landing page with the very basics, ready-made templates, plenty of free templates for example, at the free Canva designs, export it, build the landing page. Most importantly, the chart integration with email enabled, app connection if you're just starting, enough to have one of the free ones, such as Keep MailerLite, Brevo, MailChimp, just to collect the leads to begin with, and then at least prepare one freebie and one report, low-ticket report, that you will offer for the client. That's it. Go. That is more than enough to start the business. Now, marketing approach for that first $100. Start small and start very close. That is absolutely obvious that you will start probably with your friends and family and their recommendations to their friends and family members. And that is probably will make you already $100. Now, also sometimes, not sometimes, quite often, clients say, well, for family and friends, I would like to give the reports for free. Well, if the family and friends are really supportive and actually supported your business, the launch of your business, I wouldn't say that, you should give out for free. Maybe for your spouse, for your partner, for your mother or father or your children. That's probably outside of the circle. It shouldn't be, for free. And ideally, if you're launching or starting the business, that means you're starting selling and recommending and advertising, starting from your family members and friends circle. Now, okay, if you are not feeling comfortable maybe to launch within friends and family, fantastic. Go to the Facebook group that allows spiritual promotions. And there are plenty of those. Just before this webinar, I checked the Facebook, and there are plenty spiritual groups specifically launched for the promotions. Or there are spiritual groups that do, for example, weekly posts that allows you promotions in the chart, in the comment section. Now let's count, how realistic it is to make the $100. Now start with the low ticket price. For instance, $25. That one paid report, fundamentals report that we talk, whether it's going to be human design or astrology fundamentals or both. $25, sale of 2 reports will make sale of 4 reports, will make your $100 a month. Go for the $50 if you feel comfortable. Remember, you should feel a little bit uncomfortable to charge that price. Make $50, and that means you need to sell just 2 reports a month. Is it achievable? I think it is pretty achievable in a month to sell 2 reports to get that $100. But if you will go into the Facebook groups, especially that allows that are gathered that same mindset people, I think that you will go definitely beyond that $100. Now, if you will start from actually building your own report or tweaking the existing report to maybe a little bit sound more like your niche, then I would say focus on the content that resonates. This is what sells the most. What do I mean that resonates? So that means that it solves specific problem for the client. Then there is a promise that it's going to solve that problem. Show the proof. So clients like the example, or use your own real life example, how human design or astrology changed your specific life, specifically life to begin with. Or if you already practiced and provided readings for your family members and friends, even without a name or just a name only, you can use it as a testimonial, and say how significantly that changed their life when you provided that reading and or report for your close family member or the friend. You don't need to mention that for the client. You can only collect that testimonial and use it as a proof and allow your clients to resonate with that example. Set the price and the purchase. And of course, it is very important, as I said, for those products to have that call to action, to natural progression, whether if you're selling the report, to book the session. Well, I will tell you very honestly, if it will have that natural progression, sale of one report, which will be low ticket for, let's say, $25, and natural progression to book one session. Sessions usually start from somewhere $97 for that 1 hour, and that includes only basics, type, strategy, authority. That will make you $100 a month. Just a single client, if you will make the client to buy the report and to actually schedule a meeting with you. It's possible without offering any one-to-one sessions. That means that you will need to sell more digital products. But if you have that natural progression to actually meet you in person and have that one-to-one session, which is supposed to be most expensive service that you sell, it makes it even easier to achieve that $100 mark. Now, don't forget that marketing without overwhelm is possible. Repurpose the content that you already have. Repurpose some ready-made templates wherever you can find it, whether it will be design tools such as Canva. Repurpose some relevant to your business or niche content online that is already available, such as quotes. Everybody likes a good quote, right? So start posting from that and make people to resonate. Repurpose your life. So as I said, take a snippet of your life examples. For example, showcasing or explaining what life challenge you had to go through and what effect human design on astrology had on actually overcoming that life challenge in your life. Repurpose all of that and allow people to resonate with the content. And it will feel natural for you, first of all, because this is something that you experience. This is something that is in your bucket, in your backpack. That's your asset. It's not something that you need to create, give birth to, or think about. This is something that everybody holds already. So that would be for that marketing approach. Now, marketing strategy for growth after that initial $100. As I said, starting with the low ticket offering. Now, this could be a mistaken for the low ticket. What does it mean? $25 for the report, and say like, why so cheap? And this is common mistake. Clients coming into the Bodygraph, for instance, and starting building amazing reports, super in-depth, beautiful, hundreds of pages, human design or astrology reports, and then start selling them as a low-ticket offerings from the start of the business. No, my darlings, that doesn't mean starting with the low-ticket offering. That means literally offering the basics of the astrology and human design and launching that amazing report that you have in your head, that beautiful idea. Later on, introducing that later. Never prepare the main product that you think that you can make success with and start selling it with a low ticket. The ready-made templates that Bodygraph have is more than enough for that start. And you don't need to sacrifice your beautiful prepared ideas. Now, of course, create that scarcity, create that fear of missing out for the clients. So, for instance, when you're launching, when you're posting on those Facebook groups that allows promotions, there are plenty of those, as I said, local communities. Let's just say if you're combining some businesses, such as yoga and maybe meditation, local schools, email, attend the events at those local schools and try to promote there. If you're a little bit old-fashioned or don't want, for example, to go to social media, why not to print out some QR codes to your landing page and just walk on the street and give out 100, QR codes? Simple as that. I can guarantee there will be 1 or 2 sales from those 100 given out leaflets. And again, create the scarcity, meaning that say that prices will be available, these low prices will be available for week or two, and that will go to the certain price and stick to it. Actually raise the price after that 1 or 2 weeks window that you will give. So that means that your clients will think, oh, okay, she must be making sales. That's just a reverse psychology. People thinking that, oh, you assume that if clients raising the price that it must be really good and a lot of sales happening. So people used to buy exactly at that moment, not at the discount, but the actual increase of the price. Bundle up for the more perceived value. So that is something that I already mentioned. For instance, if you're offering the fundamentals report, tell them if they will buy your one-to-one session, which is, let's say, $120, right? We go over that $100 mark. So they will get that fundamentals report included. So if you will bundle up, there is naturally for your clients a more perceived value of the package. And now that is a very common strategy in the business is 1-1-1 rule. What does it mean? One product at one platform for one period of time, ideally 6 months or 1 year. Now, 1 year can look a little bit scary, like how I will sell, for example, just a basics report for 1 year. Well, what it will do for you, it will build for you the client list, the leads list, where you will be able to scale. So you will be building fundamentals, trust, because ideally you don't want just a one-time clients who just bought the digital report and they never saw you again. You want a returning customer for the sustainable business. So to build the trust, to communicate with the clients, maybe to send some freebies again, or some free information, or just hosting some free occasional webinar for your existing clientele list, for example, about the type of the human design or the sun sign and what effect it has in life. So that will build a beautiful relationship. So when you will be ready to scale and grow, these people are more likely to convert into the clients who will enter your memberships, who will enter your coaching programs, who will buy one-to-one readings with you. So this is very, very important. Now, does it need to be speedy? It can be speedy. It can be one product and one platform for 3 months. Again, we come down to respecting your own energy, and there is no correct time frame when it has to be completed. Remember, do not compare yourself with other readers, because usually grass looks greener, across the fence at the neighbor's house, but actually grass looks green where you water it and look after it. And does not matter how long it's going to take. For someone it will take longer, for someone it will be way faster. Now, before I go to the next slide, I would like to show you one feature within a border graph. So that little feature is this little calculator at the border graph. This little calculator captures the summary of the sales for the past 3 months of the sales, because statistics capture this 90 days, right? So this number constantly changes, and showing the performance of the account or integration sales for the past 3 months, right? So just to answer the question, probably because you have that in your heads, is it actually possible to build sustainable business, to build a wealth out of this business And I will make this a little bit like a rhetorical question, open to answer for yourself. And I will go to the next slide. And that next slide will show screenshots of our clients' accounts taken yesterday for the past 3 months achievement. These are the real numbers of the sales that our clients accumulated for the past 3 months using the body graph integrations. Now, before you ask me, who are they? How do I see their example? Well, body graph is very strict for with the data protection and privacy, of the clients, and I cannot reveal who are they. But several questions that I can answer. Did these clients start 3 months ago? Definitely not. It took a while for them to get there. Some of the clients already had a decent clientele from their existing business, such as yoga, as I said, Reiki, coaching businesses. Some of them started from scratch, and these are just the drop in the sea, 6 clients, and we do have loads. We have thousands of clients, and we have a lot of them successful. There are probably even more. These are just the random accounts that I accessed to take the screenshots to show you real examples of the income for the past 3 months. Now, to wrap it up, I want to tell you a story from book The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, and something to learn from it. The boy and horse were walking through the forest, and the boy said, "I can't see the way through." And the horse replied, "Can you see your next step?" "Yes," said the boy. "Then just take that," said the horse. So that is a reminder for you as well, my dear darlings. Focus on that little step forward, and remember to compare yourself only with yourself yesterday. And if you just took that even the tiniest step forward today, even if it's just creation of the logo or just a little adjustment of one ready-made template, that is already a step forward, and you are already ahead of yourself that you've been yesterday, and the step closer to the actual business of your dreams. Now, I promised that there will be some downloadable gifts, and I will stop probably sharing the screen very shortly, and I will send you this link in the chat where you will be able to run the chart for yourself and download the report for yourself, and also the leaflet, How to Start Human Design and Astrology Business as well, where these points that I discussed today are presented and explained even more in depth that I could actually do today in this 1 hour. So you can go in and actually download those freebies from there. So let me just quickly drop this in the chat for you to download. Now let me have a look at, before I go to the chat, I hope that you found something valuable in this presentation. And I want to say that I'm extremely proud of you that you joined this meeting. This is your little step today forward towards your dream. And you should be proud of yourself, and don't forget to celebrate those little achievements. Very often, and I caught myself as well. I said for my friend several months ago, I said, "Oh, I just started. I had just 2 clients." My friend just go, "What? What do you mean just 2 clients? Already 2 clients? Let's pop the champagne." And I completely forgot that. Yes, that's a start. So celebrate those little achievements. That very first client, pop that champagne if you want to. Invite friends for that launch. Make it fun. It's not just about the hustle. It's about the fun as well. So thank you very much for joining, and you can stay for me to go through the chat and maybe answer some questions, or you can leave. And as I said, the recording will be